to another episode of I Hate Golf, It's Awesome. My name's Caleb, he's Mark, and today we're coming to you from a kind of Christmassy backdrop. I don't know how much you can see. We do have a new kind of setup we're going for. The white table's out, the red chairs are in. We're going with the Christmas theme a little bit. You can kind of see we're sponsored by trees today, apparently. How's it going?
It's going okay.
Yeah?
How about you?
Good. Trying to remember how to do this. It's once again been a little while since we've done that. I know I start every episode by saying that, but that's the last time. We're going to be doing this regularly, and we'll have a little bit more details about that later. But I promise this will be the last time that I start out one of these episodes by saying it's been a while, because it kind of has been a while. And in fact, I don't remember exactly the last time we did this, but how have you been since whenever that was?
I've been fine. Busy.
Yep.
Obviously not as busy this time of year as in the middle of summer, but there's always stuff to do and, just things going on constantly. You can stay as busy as you want.
Yeah, busy in a different way, not as much to cut, but plenty of leaves to blow off. I think I've definitely discovered I'd rather cut grass than blow leaves. One you can do sitting down, one you can't do as well. But yeah, still plenty of coursework to do, plenty of clubhouse work to do. We're kind of not finished with the clubhouse, but we're closer to that finishing point than we were probably 3 months ago.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, it's
looks real good. And we're spending time getting ready for obviously another year, January 1st right around the corner, and introducing some things and programs now that we feel like we're kind of here and established, a little more comfortable with things. So, yeah, and we'll be introducing that real soon.
In fact, let's go ahead and talk about some of the things that we're going to start at the beginning of the year. Do you want to talk a little bit about the putting? It's not a putting league. I was told not to call it a putting league that we're going to be doing on Tuesday nights out back.
Right. Well, putting league means you're expected to show up every week.
Right.
This is just if you can make it on a Tuesday night, come on out. We're going to have basically a little tournament, little putting tournament. We have, I don't know if you've been here, early evening. We have lights out back now. We have putting green that I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to do a little entry where you can have a sandwich, have a drink, and a chance to actually win some money if you're a good putter, or if you're an average putter and everyone else is a bad putter, you have a shot. But it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's something I'm looking forward to. Getting the lights up out back was kind of not entirely my project, even though I kind of might have run with that a little faster than.
Probably noticed that when I said, "What's that?" when the first post went in.
I think it looks nice, and it allows us the ability to do things like that. Instead of just when it's dark, and everyone goes. It's nice to have the option to be able to have events at night. It gets dark really early. In fact, it's already looking pretty dark out right now.
And actually, we've had quite a few people walk in and say, "Hey, that's really cool."
Yeah.
So it worked.
It's not it's not something you see at every golf course, but there's definitely golf courses that have done that before. But
and we can be a little unique at times.
A little unique, that's for sure. The other thing that I kind of already mentioned is we are going to start doing the podcast on Thursday nights in the clubhouse. We're going to. We promise. I promise. This is I take full responsibility. That's definitely on me. So I'll step up and say we are going to do it Thursday nights. If you want to come out, have a drink, watch us talk, watch us do 2 or 3 takes when I forget how to do the intro, that's always fun. But we are going to do that Thursday night. So, we're going to have events every week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, for the beginning of the year, through the spring. I mean, once the time starts to change and we get closer to summer, the schedule might shift a little bit, but that's way too far off to think about. There's a lot of time between now and then, so that's exciting. Remember, Tuesdays putting, Thursdays podcast, 2 Ps,
and
easy to figure out.
It's not a putting league.
It's not a putting league. It's not a podcast league.
You don't have to sign up for 3 months. It's just. If you want to come out for one, if you want to come out the next week, you had fun, or if you want to take your money and run after you win, that's fine too.
So those are the definites happening beginning of the year. Do you want to talk about maybe a little bit what we're going to be doing as far as the membership, the trail? Do you want me to talk about that?
Well, I can start. We're going to stick with our membership. We have a membership club. We're still going to have that. We're going to expand it a little bit where membership will kind of be all-inclusive now, and even include the pool for families. So, as always, the inclusive is range, cart, greens fees, GIN handicap, all of that stuff that we're putting that into a package for everyone. And probably the big news is we're going to a trail pass,
right?
It's going to give, if you don't want to step up to that membership level, if you still want to play a couple of times a week or even more, the trail pass might economically be a really good program for you. It's kind of how we can reward the loyalty of golfers who are playing golf with us.
Absolutely.
It's basically, you can pick and choose whether you want to do the weekend pass, which is Friday through Sunday, weekday Monday through Thursday, or if you want to do the whole week. And it's going to give you a lower fee that you only pay the cart fee when you play. And there's no long-term obligation. If you want to do it for 1 month and you can't do it for the next month, that's fine too. We're trying to do our best as we grow to create value for the golfer. That's our goal. A place that you can enjoy, that you can call your golf course, and you feel like, hey, that's a pretty good deal for me too.
Yeah.
How'd I do?
No, that was great. You didn't forget anything. So it's going to be, we're going to have 3 pass levels: the Trail Pass weekday, Trail Pass weekend, and then we're going to have what we're going to call the Old English Pass. That'll be, the whole week. So, if you don't have a certain set of days that you can play golf, that's probably going to be the better one for you. If you're just a weekend golfer, if you just play during the week, there's going to be different levels. We'll have more structured, all the hard details out probably this weekend. We're recording this on Thursday night. This podcast will go out on Friday morning. So we'll have the details up online this weekend. We'll also have it posted in the Pro Shop. So if you want to come in and talk to us, if what we're saying doesn't make any sense to you, then that's fine. You can just come talk to us. It'll be a lot easier that way.
Hopefully it makes sense.
Yeah, it's really not that complicated. It's
different.
It's different than what we've been doing. It's probably different than what a lot of places do, but it's designed to, like you said, kind of reward the loyalty of the people that have been here for a while, the people that just kind of showed up recently but are playing a lot of golf. And it's like, honestly, I think it makes sense for pretty much everyone to do. I'm obviously a little biased, but
and one of the things we noticed is we have Tuesday, Thursday golfers, Monday, Wednesday golfers. They don't play on the weekends. Yep. And then we have a group of golfers that can only play on the weekends. So actually we're trying to give them the benefit of that and trying to accommodate them. That comes back to, wow, that's, we appreciate that. You're giving me more value for my golf dollar, and we know everyone needs value for their dollars right now. So that's one of the things we're trying to do.
Yeah, it's not a, it's a one size fits all. I think it's not a one size fits all. I think there's something for everyone, but kind of opening up the different levels of that is going to be, I think, beneficial for everyone.
And I think if on the member club, I think we ran the numbers. If you play 6 times a month,
yep,
it benefits you to be at that level, all inclusive with the golf, the cart, the range, the pool, which we're throwing in this year.
Yep.
Because
fishing. Don't forget fishing.
Fishing?
Yeah.
Restricted hours.
Yeah.
Yes. You walk out there and you see 5 guys at 10:30 in the morning lining the fairway with their casting into the pond. Yeah. So yes, we do that, but it again, that's restricted hours.
Right.
And we want it to be a place. We want it to be your place of recreation. If you're a golfer, this is where, hey, you can feel like this is home no matter what level you're at.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So like I said, we'll have more details about that this weekend. We should have all that out online, website, Instagram, Facebook, stuff like that, or just stop by the pro shop. What else do you want to talk about for next year? We're not officially, this isn't the last podcast that we're doing this year, and I'm going to say that because I'm going to make myself stick to that. This isn't the last podcast we're doing this year, but kind of coming out of 2022, heading into 2023, do you want to talk about some of the projects we have planned for next year?
Sure.
And I do say plan because as we kind of found out at the end of this past year, or this year, I guess, the plan doesn't always work based on supply, demand, stuff like that.
Right. Well, and it's like we're actually now going to go into our second summer, our second growing season. We feel like we accomplished a lot in the first summer, not nearly where we'd like to be, but we're very pleased with the results. And it's like, please be considerate right now. The golf course is dormant, so it's kind of like, it's kind of that look.
Yep.
There's nothing we can do about that. But as spring starts to show up, we already have our fertilizer stored up in the maintenance building for our fairways that we're going to get out early. We're obviously going to do our weed control early, and we're going to be aggressive with the greens this summer, and even try to get to the tee boxes where we can finally, aerify the tee boxes and get some sand down to try to level them off, get some more grass on the tee boxes. So it's kind of an overall project of just making everything a little healthier. People ask me when we got here, it's like, sure, we can remodel the golf shop. We can do that in a couple of weeks, and then everyone's wow. But when you're talking about the turf on a golf course, you're looking at, a 3-year project when you start to see wow results. People who've been with us for this last year and a half as we've been here, they will comment all of the time how noticeable the change is, even on the golf course, which, we look at that sometimes and think, it's not really where we want it to be, but we appreciate that. And, if we go back and look at video and pictures of, when we first started, it's kind of dramatic. Yep. But if you showed up for the first time and you look at it and it's like, what's everyone talking about? So we're kind of in the middle of that process. So actually, we appreciate your patience with that, and we're excited about where we are now and where we're going to. And another growing season is going to make a dramatic difference in the golf course and the turf and the health of the turf. So, and we're doing, we're always trying some unique things on the golf course that you don't see everywhere. Yep. Converting to more of a links look. Mm-hmm. We started cutting the grass that way late in the year last year. Mm-hmm. Got rid of fairway bunkers and converted one of the par 4 bunkers to sand traps, humongous sand traps into a bunker, mm-hmm. which we're going to continue that process. So actually it's pretty exciting. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. And what's neat is, every once in a while someone walks in, I don't like that. And it's okay. You don't have to. That's fine. But across the board, everyone is like, oh, wow, we really love what's happening. And that's encouraging for us. Yeah. Yeah, talking about the kind of current state conditions, whatever you want to call it, it's brown, it's dormant, it's whatever. It's like, I obviously have a bias in what I think of the golf course, but I think I actually kind of expect more out of the golf course. And I've actually played 18 holes. It took me 2 days to play 18 holes, but over the past 2 days I've played 18 holes, and I was actually pretty happy with how the golf course was playing. I made a par out of the bunker on 8, so I was thrilled with that. That's a big deal. Well, that is, that in itself, I've had a couple of people comment that, wow, I can hit a shot out of the sand trap now. Yep. So, and they're still not where we wanted them to be. No, but, it's not. Oh, my gosh, they were – I don't even want to talk about where they were at when we got here. So, we're very pleased with that as well. Yeah, it's not a white, fluffy powder, but, what you're talking about as far as how we're cutting the course, what we're trying to do as far as moving more towards a links style of course, that's not really what we're going for. It's like, is there more we can do to improve them? Sure. But, it's not going to be this white powdery, whatever that you're gonna see on TV this weekend. Right. So remember that when you're posting on Google.
No, don't come talk to us. Just post a Google review.
Yeah, really. Don't walk in and be an adult and say, hey, I want to say something to you. Nah, just go by your keyboard and type something. That's really encouraging to everyone, especially as a newcomer coming into Florence and trying to create a recreational facility for the community and improve the community. That's always fun when someone goes to their keyboard and takes a cheap shot at you. But, did I say that out loud, or was I thinking?
It gives us something to talk about, so that's good. But yeah, obviously a lot of exciting things for next year. It's kind of funny thinking back. It's like I remember a couple months ago, it's like I was making a calendar essentially of, okay, it's going to be dark at this time, and then 2 weeks it's going to be dark at this time, and it's like, holy crap, it's December. It's like, where did that go? And it's the same thing is going to happen going into the spring. It's going to be like, okay, now it's go time. It's like it's nice to have the winter to kind of work on some bigger projects inside, projects outside, and stuff like that. But I'm excited for the grass to start growing again. And if you would ask me that about 3 months ago, I would have said no chance of that. Maybe I'm just really tired of leaves. I think I might be tired of leaves. But no, it's exciting. I'm personally really happy with the progress we've made. I'm happy with the work that we've done. So definitely can feel proud of that.
Yeah, if you were with us on day one, from then to now, you have to say, wow, it's going really well.
Yeah. Yeah,
you couldn't say anything else. And we're not bragging about what's happening. It's just like, no, we're putting in the effort. We care about it. We take pride in what we do. So, yes, coming back to, is it where we want it to be? No, but it's on that path.
No. And I feel like we've kind of been honest every step of the way of this isn't an overnight turnaround. This isn't something that can happen in a year. I mean, I don't feel like we misled anyone in saying that, the course is going to be perfect in a year, because we knew it wasn't going to be. We were honest with ourselves, and I feel like everyone else, about what this was going to take to do. And I feel like we're well on our way towards it. So
let's hope.
Yeah, let's hope. Anything else you want to talk about as far as the course? Anything local before we move on to something else?
Well, maybe in the next few weeks, people are going to notice some new flags on the pins that are awesomely cool. That I guarantee you haven't seen anywhere else. But it's just kind of like had someone come in a week or so ago and ask about the fairway marker flags, and they had no idea what they were. And it's like, as soon as I explained it, it's like, oh, wow, that's amazing, because they'd never seen them anywhere. So we try to do some of that stuff to keep it interesting. And again, as I tell everyone, there's a reason and a purpose for everything we do on the golf course. It's not random. That's why we might move a little slower than other people, because we're trying to make sure that we're doing it the way we want to, and we can do it very well. So just kind of add that. Yeah.
The fairway flags, I can't say for certain if anyone else in the world has done, just because I haven't been to every other golf course in the world. But I can say for certain that the new flags for the greens are something no one else has done, because they were made just for us. So that's fun. Yeah. Okay. Well, you want to talk about I almost said actual golf. I actually meant the exact opposite of that. TV golf. You have the Match 7 on TV this weekend. Do you know anything about it? Do you care anything about it?
Very little and less.
Yeah. Well,
to answer both of those.
It's the 7th edition of the Match, which I actually thought it was the 8th, but I forgot that the thing at Seminole that they did that wasn't part of the Match. That was on the different network, I guess, which I actually think was the only one that was any good.
Yeah, because you got to see Seminole.
Yeah, exactly. That was the best part about it. I just wanted to see Seminole. That was cool. But it's the 7th edition of the Match. Everyone's, I don't want to say everyone's making a big deal, because I don't know if anyone's actually making a big deal except for golf Twitter and stuff. But Tiger Woods is playing for the first time since the Open.
Is he walking?
I don't think so. They usually ride around in carts.
He's a walker?
I mean, he's going to walk at some point. But Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy against Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth. The one cool thing about it...
Oh, my gosh, just saying that, I just about yawned.
The one cool thing about it that I think they're doing it at, I don't want to get the name wrong. I think it's Pelican Golf Club, South Florida. They're doing it at night. Somewhat interesting.
They couldn't get on the course during the day or what?
They had a members event that day, apparently. But they're going to do it at night. It's 12 holes. I'll probably, I don't know why they're doing that. It starts at 6 p.m. Well, coverage starts at 6 p.m. It's kind of like when they say the national championship game starts at 8 and it starts at about 9:15. So coverage starts at 6 o'clock. It's on TNT, no free ads, but if you want to watch it, that's where you can watch it.
Wow.
I don't know. I'll probably turn it on for about 5 minutes to see. I guess it's kind of sort of my job to watch a little bit of it.
Yes, you're assigned that. Your assignment is you watch that, and then you can report on it for us.
There's no football on at that time. The Army-Navy game should be over, so that's fine. I guess I'll tune in and watch some of it. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I don't think that any of the made-for-TV golf things have really been successful from an entertainment standpoint. I mean, they might be from a viewership and sponsorship and making money and stuff like that. If they're actually that successful, I have no idea. Like I said, I thought the one that they did at Seminole was cool, but that was just because you got to watch, people play at Seminole for 4 hours. I don't really get the interest of watching Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers and all these amateur golfers that are pro athletes. I don't get it.
Well, and nobody wants to say it because it's like the enemy, but honestly, without the entertainment of Phil, where's the draw?
Yeah, it's I don't.
They should have had Phil and Greg Norman against Rory and Tiger.
That would have actually been really good.
Oh my goodness,
that would have been
watch.
Really good.
See them wrestling on the 7th green.
Meet you on the 9th hole. Yeah, that would have been.
Norman would take Tiger's leg out. I know it.
But to me, it's kind of like the MLB All-Star Game. It's like once they got rid of the final thing that mattered, home field advantage in the World Series, then it was just truly an exhibition. It's like I get that they're playing for money, and it's I don't know. I have really no interest in it, and the more I talk about it, the less I want to watch it. I regret even bringing it up.
I'm not even sure that Spieth and Thomas's caddies will watch. It's like, are you serious? Really? Doesn't that sound exciting?
No.
It's like,
no.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's what's happening in golf this weekend. You've got the DP World Tour still going on, but after that, golf's done for the year. You got the Tournament of Champions in Hawaii, I think January 5th through the 8th. I actually wrote down notes for this episode, so that's the only reason I know that at all. But yeah, it's I don't know. What have you thought overall, big picture, golf on TV, professional golf, whatever you want to call it? What have you thought about that in this past year? Obviously, there's been a lot of changes as far as Live starting up. You've had, I think 2021 was the first year of the made for TV events like the match this weekend. Still got the majors.
I'm not sure the made-for-TV stuff is really actually made for TV. I think it's made for sponsorship, obviously.
Yeah.
But as far as entertainment, I mean, to me, it's like, okay, the Live Tour jump-started golf.
Yeah.
I don't know if that extends to next year.
Yeah.
Because the PGA Tour said that's evil, everything they do is awful, and now they're doing everything that's evil and what they said was awful. So I'm eager to see how that works.
I don't know if I would say that Live jump-started golf because of what it's almost less about what they were doing and more so to me about the response from the PGA Tour.
Well, I tell you, and the reason I say that is because we have the big screens in the clubhouse, 3 or 4 of them, and the tour event's always been on one of the televisions. So when the guys walk by, they glance up and keep on walking. No comments. Nobody stops and watches. When the Live Tour was on, people would stop and look at it, actually stand there and look at it to see what was happening. So that's how I review it. It's like that meant something. Now, what does that translate into? I don't know.
It definitely has the spectacle factor of people wanting to watch it to see, how is it different? Is it different? Is this entertaining? Is it not? But if it'll be interesting to see if they can continue that for another year, if they can continue that for another 3, 5, 10 years. I mean,
you have to be in awe that Pat Perez can win $25 million in a season. It's like, where does that happen?
I don't know. I don't know the difference there. Yeah, it's, golf on TV. I guess I'm not going to call it professional golf anymore because that's what keeps coming out of my mouth. But golf on TV is obviously changing a lot. To me personally, I kind of check out once the majors are over. I mean, I still pay attention, and like you said, we always have it on the TVs in here, so I know what's happening. I know who's winning, but as far as actually caring about it, once the majors are over, I just, it's hard for me to care about some tournament. And this goes back to what I've said is if the television aspect of golf did a better job at highlighting the courses, and that's the thing that I was very disappointed with LIV, is I think they had a big opportunity to highlight new courses that don't usually host tour events. I would be much more interested in that. But also, I'm just like a golf course nerd,
I think,
and no one cares about that.
When they played Trump courses, they didn't want anyone to know it because they didn't want to be vandalized, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But it's like... I don't know. It's kind of like the PGA Tour is kind of turning into this elite group now that they were saying we don't want to be. And I just don't understand it. It's, I don't know how you can put someone down for saying, gee, I'm going to go over here and make $10 million. I mean, every Major League Baseball player signs a contract and they get paid. Yeah. Whether they bat 198 or 298. Yeah. So I don't get that. It's if you're an athlete, you're competitive, no matter what's happening. Whether you're playing for a dime or 10 million, you're competitive.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean,
I guess if you're wearing shorts, you're not really competitive. So
hey, we were just talking about it on TV. The DP World Tour, they're wearing shorts this week.
Exactly.
Apparently,
Usti had them on.
Yeah. So I don't know. Wear
Which
pants.
they might change the rule back because of that.
Someone said, "Wait a minute, we went too far." It's to me overall, it's kind of, and I know you don't care about the NBA at all. I find it hard to care about the NBA anymore. It's kind of, to me, golf this past year has kind of been like the NBA has been for the past 5 years, where it's like free agency and the off season in the NBA are way more entertaining than definitely the regular season. In some years, even the playoffs. Kind of the interaction between the PGA Tour and LIV Golf has kind of been more of the story to me than the actual golf, which kind of isn't very fun because it's just rich guys fighting at the end of the day, which isn't the most entertaining thing in the world. But I don't know. To me, it really hasn't been much about golf at all. It's been about, one, a very different game of golf than 99% of people play, and the other part is it's not even really about playing golf. It's about where you play golf, who you're playing golf for, and I don't know. It's just it's all kind of depressing at the end of the day. I don't know.
Really, I'm getting depressed. Stop. Yeah, I understand what you mean. It's like as a golf course owner, or an operator, or a golf pro somewhere at a club. That's kind of like, that's not even the golf world. Yeah, it really isn't.
It's a different planet.
And that's okay. It's just like, if you play slow pitch, Major League Baseball, there's no relationship. So it's kind of the same thing. It's just with golf, it's like most of the golfers are 45 and 55 and 65, and they have absolutely no way to relate to somebody hitting the ball 360 yards.
Which I found out neither do I. That's a story for another time. Yeah, there's a reason I've played golf the past 2 days, because I had a very depressing experience. I'm not going to talk about that right now. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, I guess. But I'm almost at the point where I just don't really care. It's like, I'm just going to watch golf if it's on, and I'll care about the majors, I guess. And if LIV can, they got to change the name. I hate saying LIV.
It's hard to say it.
Yeah,
if you look at it, it's hard to say as you're reading it.
They said
there was a name change coming.
Well, and
they're going to put an E on the end of it, I think.
Live. To me, that's kind of, it's all felt like it's kind of in a holding pattern. Like, okay, we're going to change the name in the year. Okay, the teams are changing. Okay, the team names are changing and the colors and the uniforms. It's like everything's going to be different in a year. It's like, well, then why do I need to care about it right now?
Well,
if you're already telling me that it's going to be different, that you're going to make it better, why do I need to care about it now?
Well, actually, it's like, as you think about it, watching the LIV Tour isn't really about watching the golf.
Yeah.
It's the interaction that's happened between the tours. It's entertainment.
Yeah.
It's like, Rory, you just won Player of the Year and all this, and the only thing you can talk about is the LIV Tour. It's like, that's entertaining. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
And it's like then the other tour comes back. It's hilarious. That's entertainment. And it's like, do I want to watch all these guys hit it down the middle and shoot 67s and 65s? Probably not, because there's so many of them that can do it. But to see them bicker back and forth over who gets the most millions, that's entertaining.
Yeah. It's likely going to change dramatically if they get some kind of TV or streaming partner, because even though, yes, anyone can turn on YouTube and watch it, it was kind of a pain this year trying to figure it out, because so many channels would put out like LIV Golf streaming now, and I'd put it on and then go do something, and it's like, oh, this was last week's tournament. That's annoying. Yeah. So they need to figure out something with that.
And that'll happen.
Yeah, it's definitely going to happen. But that's stuff we'll find out next year, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe they'll just keep bickering. If they do, then I'm going to check out eventually. Anything else you want to talk about this week before we head out of here?
I think I'm covered.
Yeah.
And we are going to do this next week?
We are going to do this next week.
What day?
Thursday.
That was slow.
I was just going through my calendar in my head thinking, oh, crap, where am I going to be on Thursday? No, we're definitely going to do this on Thursday.
If it's not Thursday, we'll actually say it's Thursday anyways to cover ourselves.
Well, technically, this is going out on Friday, so we've probably been messing up a lot of people that haven't had their coffee yet, thinking that, wait, what day is it? So next Thursday, we'll be here live recording. If you want to come hang out, come hang out. I'll post on the social media stuff what exact time we're going to do it, because that's the one part I don't have figured out. Probably about 5:30. But yeah,
I'm good.
Cool. I guess we'll get out of here. Make sure you subscribe if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever. Leave us a 5-star review. Follow us on social media at IHGIA19. You can also go to ihgia.com. That's the website. Been rebranding stuff a little bit. We're still work in progress. We're taking the LIV approach. It might all change in about a year. We'll figure it out.
Same name, though.
Same name, just abbreviated, because that's a lot to type out, and you can mess something up. All right, I'm going to stop talking because I'm just officially rambling now, and I think we're over 30 minutes, which we haven't done in a while. So
good for us.
Thanks for watching. This has been I Hate Golf. It's awesome, and we'll see you next week.